Hi, welcome back to another video on my channel. In this video today, I want to share with you about 5 reasons why embracing alone is far from horrible. We all have different lives with our own friends, jobs, and hobbies. I bet we've all felt lonely, isolated, or just plain empty in some day, and some day filled with happiness and excitement. My story might be totally different from yours, and possibly sharing exact issues are the problem, right? But surely, when facing sadness, sorrow, or pain, everyone experiences a similar level of those negative feelings. No one suffers more than the others. So that's the good point about the fact that whenever we all experience positive or negative feelings, it mostly depends on our hands. It is normal to feel sadness and loneliness, but letting them consume our mind and energy every day is not a good choice at any point at all. Guess what? I've stumbled upon these 5 things, such an amazing feeling saving method for helping me get through those tough emotions. Let me tell you a story. It was a few years ago. It was a major turning point for me when I was moving to the big city to go for college. After living surrounded by friends and family for years, the city life was a totally mystery for me at that moment. I never set foot there before. It was a real struggle. Everything's changed, and I found myself alone with no one to talk with. My friends are still back in hometown, and I feel in myself there's some gap between us. I don't know. And eventually, I have no other choice but to navigate these new feelings all on my own. I feel lonely and doubted my own choices repeatedly every day, and it was tough because I couldn't even open up to my family because we weren't on the same page on the idea of moving to the big city for education thing. And then, as you know, some unlucky things happen, and I wish I could have someone to share with at that time. But I want you to know that until now, I realized it was a precious time that taught me a lot about embracing and coping with the loneliness. Get outside and go for a walk is the very first thing I will do when I feeling the feeling of loneliness. I'm not saying you need to rush out the door right in the moment you feel lonely. Just find a free moment, go for a walk. It doesn't need to be a long walk. Just be about 10 or just 5 minutes. As you walk, let your mind roam freely. Let it naturally pops up without any judging. And on your walk, you might notice some cool stuff you might never paid attention to before. Or you might dive into the sounds around you, like the noise of passing car or the chatter of friends. Just focus on each step, be in the moment, and I bet you'll start feeling a bit better. It's kind of like how we wish for friends or loved ones to hear us out when we're down, but sometimes that's not possible. So, why not be our own friends, Things can turn out even more beautiful when we take time to hear and feel things for ourselves. Write a letter for yourself would be the next thing I would do, especially when the time is tight or the weather is not cooperating. I know it might sound a bit of old school or silly, but it's worth giving a try. Cause we are now living in a fast world, we are caught up in constant change and busyness. Even when we've got a bit of downtime, We unconsciously fill it with mindless scrolling on social media or getting grabbed up in drama and updates. So I think to solve the negative thoughts goes around in our mind, we need to face them, because ignoring just gives them a chance to grow stronger in the future. Write a letter also as a magical role, review your own thoughts, and figure out more interesting things we don't even know about. When we put our thoughts on paper, they become clearer, no longer vague ideas floating around in our head, as all have shown up physically on the paper. We create our own chance to see them from a third-person perspective, like observing the other person other than ourselves. We let them talk out, stop keeping them locked up, and have communicate with ourselves. It's like being our own best friend, the one who listens and talks things out with a close friend. Sometimes what I do is take a break from my group of friends. There are moments when the story they share don't interest us anymore, and we feel like the odd one out, unable to share or seek recommendations. It's like we don't belong or find a joy in being around them. It might be a sign to hit a pause, give ourselves some space, and take a break to reconnect with who we are. It's not about not deserving to be a part of the group. It is more about realizing that maybe they are not the right fit for us anymore. When we are in a tough emotional state, the most comforting thing is to be heard. Why it's great to have a friend to share with, right? If we take a step back and think, we always have one constant companion, ourselves. Our body and mind are always there unless we carelessly forget or abandon them. So, thing is, instead of constantly complaining about nobody listening to us, why we not turn the table and then listen to our own feelings? That's when the magic happens. You might find happiness and even find the solution to your own problem, because the answers are usually right there in our heads. We just need to stop running and readily searching for them. Another thing I would make in the moment I feel loneliness is to slow down and engage in some thoughtful reflection. I take my time to consider all the different aspects of my life, about family, accomplishment, relationship, and the things I own. As I ponder on this, I might realize just how fortunate I am with numerous things, opportunities waiting for me to explore. Once I've gone through this process, it's become clear that those feelings of sadness are just part of the journey, helping me to mature and gain deeper understanding of myself. This might just be the perfect moment to dig deeper into myself. With this opportunity, I'm confident that those valuable lessons can be learned and helping me grow into a better version of myself compared to my past self. The last thing we tend to do when we are in the bad mood and negative emotions, and often without realizing it, is fall into the trap of self-pity. What I mean is, we shouldn't let ourselves drown in self-pity just because things didn't go our way or we face some tough love. Sure, it's okay to take a break when we fail or feel down, but we shouldn't let those negative thoughts take over our minds. Instead of staying in self-pity, we need to gather all the courage we have, Step up like a hero. I get it. It might sound harsh to say, and no one really knows or cares about our feelings. So let's view it differently. Accept those feelings as a part of life, something that gives us strength to tackle even tougher challenges ahead. Be the person who learns and overcomes, building up the courage. I confidently believe that as the time passed, you'll look back and be thankful for how brave and resilient you were. Just accept that the past is the past. We can't change it. What we can do right now is help ourselves, and that's the most powerful things we can do. I hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you for spending time with me today. If you like the video, you can like, share, and subscribe to my channel to get in touch for many more videos in the future. I hope you have a wonderful day and see you on the next video. Bye!